Hello, and welcome to my channel. Today we will be talking about the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence starts with the numbers 0 and 1, and you obtain your number by adding the two preceding numbers, again, starting with 0 and 1 thereafter. Today I will be demonstrating the Fibonacci series using GW Basic and also Quick Basic version 4.5. You'll be able to see the difference between the two interpreters and interpreter compiler, and also the speeds. There's a couple of differences in them, and you will see them when we get there. Like every other program that I do, on the first line, I always remark the program with the name of my program and my initials, and I also clear the screen. So those two lines are optional in this program, but other than that, the algorithm will be the same for both. So let's start with the GW Basic. And I'm starting with GW Basic version 3.23. And I'm going to go ahead and start 10 remark. I'm just going to call it fib by RO. Now on line 20, I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to use three variables: X, which is the initial value and the value that will be printed, Y, which is the second value, and Z, which will be used as a counter, but I'm going to initialize to 0 just so it's there. So we know we're using those three variables, X, Y, and Z. On line 40, I'm going to use a while loop, while X less than 255. And the reason I'm doing that is because I only want the Fibonacci numbers below 255. I don't want to print 1,000 numbers. I just want to know that it's working. So I'm going to condition my program to 255. On line 50, I'm going to actually go ahead and print X. X is going to be the number that I'm going to be printing every cycle. Then all I got to do is loop my numbers. So I'm going to do Z equals X plus Y. I'm going to add the two numbers. On line 70, I'm going to say X equals Y. And on line 80, Y equals Z. And finally, I'm going to end my loop with a when. And there you go. I'm going to, list. And there is my program, 9 lines. I'm going to run the program, and there it is. That is the Fibonacci series from 0 to 233, just below 255. If I wanted to save this file, I'll just do this, file, save. I'm going to give it a name, and I have to give it the extension. This is GW Basic. So I'm going to save it as fib.bas. There it is. And now I'm going to exit. Now remember, this is an interpreter. So in order for Fibonacci to work, I have to be inside GW Basic, and I have to load the file and then run it. Otherwise, it will not work. And cd GW Basic, there fib, and there's the file. Only 94 bytes, very small file, but remember, it's interpreted. It was a little fast only because it's a small range of numbers, below 255. Otherwise, just remember, it's not in a compiled program. Now let's do the same, but I'm going to use Quick Basic 4.5. Now, the first thing I want you to notice is I'm going to use an apostrophe, and I'm going to put in fib by RO. And instead of using the REM, I'm using the new convention of using the apostrophe as a remark. Second thing you might notice is that I'm not using line numbers, because in Quick Basic, we don't have to. You can, but you don't have to. And I'm going to use the same algorithm. I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to initialize variables, X equals 0, Y equals 1, Z equals 0. And here you go. And I'm going to do a loop while X less than 255. Notice that when I did the X and the Y and the Z, it automatically separated them. Quick Basic did that, the editor. It will do the same here. The other thing I can do here is I can indent things inside the while loop. So It's easier to read. So I'm going to go ahead and print X. And I'm going to do the same thing. Z equals X plus Y. And I'm going to do X equals Y. And then I'm going to do Y equals Z. And then I'm going to close my loop. And there it is. Same program, but put down line numbers, basically. And this is what it looks like. Start. See, same numbers. I want you to notice that I'm using the mouse. You can see on the screen it's moving this little black cursor. That's one nice feature that GW Basic didn't have, but Quick Basic does. The other thing I want you to notice is I can make an exe file. And to do that, it just wants me to save it. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to call it fib. And I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to make the exe and exit. All right. So I'm going to go to Quick Basic. Let me see what directory I have it. Oh, the QB45. There we go. And I'm going to list the files. And there they are. There's the basic file. It's 526 bytes. They're bigger than the 94 bytes on GW Basic. There's an object file that is used by the compiler to make the executable file, which is 3,3 kilobytes. Still a small file, but remember now it's a compile, so I don't need Quick Basic to run it. I can just type FIB, and there it is. So that's the difference between a compile program and an interpreter program. The interpreter program is smaller because it's just a text file with the extension BAS. Here, there's more things that go into it, but it is nice to have a fast file. I hope you liked today's video. If you do, give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to get notified when the new videos are uploaded. I will be doing videos in GW Basic, Quick Basic. I will also do some Visual Basic, C++, HTML, you name it. All the different programming languages, one at a time. Thank you, and see you soon.